Hello and welcome back, everybody. This is Mystic Games. Today we're going to be talking TCG, Card Shop Simulator, Cards, Tips, and Tricks. So I opened a new shop. I've learned from my experience of opening another, and I thought I would share those experiences for new players trying to get into the game. So in this world, Tetramon is a card game that you are trying to sell to customers. Your shop has a nice little sign here that says closed and opened, which is very important to know about. We're going to get into this discussion. So number one, what I want to talk about. On opening day, you'll only have one of these shelves. You can see that I'm at the end of the first day at this point, and I have two, but you only have one. So what you're going to want to do with the 4 shelf spaces you have is buy 4 boxes of the 32 basic booster packs and fill your shelves. To open the store, you then would turn the sign, but you might want to listen to the whole tips and tricks video before you pop your sign and just fill your shelves. But that's the first step to do what you're going to do to get your store started. When you do open your sign, there is a little trick to this. There will be people walking around on the street, and you can actually get like an abundance of people coming towards your store and wait till that happens, because the time won't move at the top left corner. And as soon as you get like 5 or 6 people coming towards the store, you hit open, and most of the time you're going to immediately get a bunch of shoppers. We'll give you a steady flow right off the bat instead of having to wait for 1, 2, 3 to trickle in. The only downside to that is you might have a lot of customers making purchases. So that's something I did want to mention. Number 2 that's important to this game to be more efficient is before closing your store and or opening your store. Right now we're at the closing, 9 o'clock is closing time. You should stock all your shelves. As you can see, my shelves are fully stocked. I have all my prices ready to go. And I have some extra stock over here that I can put more cards in and more just accessories and stuff like that. I like to do this every day in the morning. At least the price changes, because prices change every day. So I like to have them pre-stocked at night, and then when I hit enter, that's flashing on the bottom of my screen, I will do all the pricing before I open the store to make sure that it's up to date with your price change that you can see here in your phone app in the game. You want to be using this phone app to the best of your ability. Most of your focus is going to be on pay bills, my DI, price changes, events, and stock orders. We're not going to really get into renovating right now. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So as I was saying, price changes happen. Make sure you update your price shelves daily. Normally what I like to do is I click on the tag. I hit market price every day, first thing in the morning. I hit 10%, 10%, and then if it's a nice even number like 210, I'll actually keep that. I'll be like, okay. So then I'll come over here, market price, 10%, 10%, and then I normally will round up or down. Here I round down because it's under 5. And normally they will be happy around the 20% mark. They'll say it's a fair price. They may not be happy, but they'll be satisfied with it. This will reduce problems at the register as well, because your numbers are round, which means you don't have to really worry about change as much, which is very nice when you're getting to the cashing people out. If you have any issues with price, that's kind of tip number 4. As you're standing here, if you set up your shop similar to how I have it set up, you'll be able to see what they think about the card price. So if you have a bunch of people coming in, right, and you do my strategy, and they say this is horrible, this is bad, you can go up and you can always change the price. You can always try 10% round, and then I would normally, if I said if you do 10%, I'd say round up, but you can always do that as well. So number 5 on your tips is do your best to be fast at the register. You do get customer satisfaction ratings. You want to be like on the register, and you want to be boom, 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 boom when you're doing any type of intake of products. If you pre-stocked your shelves, like I recommend that you do every night, and then you change the prices in the morning before you hit the opening sign, you normally won't run out of stock. But as I said, another trick to that is just having your stock off to the side, having the boxes open, and then being able to readily grab a bunch and then throw them on the shelves. And then you can run right back to here and reestablish yourself to do more checking out. There is credit and there is cash. Cash is different. The cash register will open and you will have to do their change. It will tell you right here. And on credit, you pull out your credit card machine, and then you hit the numbers that you have to get, but you have to remember to hit the decimal point. So if they have to do 100, you hit 100 dot decimal point 00. I did want to explain that because the first time I had to do that in this game, I was actually legitimately confused that I had to hit the decimal point on the credit card machine. And I did work retail. I was a manager, by the way. It was just very confusing because most of your credit card machines these days are automatic. Number 6 for my tips and tricks is when you're purchasing goods, there are more than just cards. As you guys can see here, I have card sleeves already. I unlocked them. I threw a little bit on my shelves to diversify my stock portfolio over here. Make sure you do that kind of stuff. There's accessories, there's figurines. I'll actually show you guys in the app. You go to stock order, you have booster packs, accessories, figurines. You have different stuff. You can also hit all, which I like to do sometimes, and just kind of look at what I have availability to get. And then I will make those purchases as needed. Another thing that's good to know is early on, you have to buy the 32 card pack to get started. You're probably going to want to buy the 64 card pack. It just makes your life easier. But when you get to the card box licenses, you can actually skip the 4 box and wait till the 8 box opens up and just grab the 8 box. It's pretty much double the stock. Normally when you want to buy stock, you're going to want to buy more than less. So I recommend you just skip this license completely. Don't pay that money and just go to the 200. For the other card packs, you're going to have to make a judgment call, but most of the time, like, you're usually going to want to get both. Here you could wait if you really wanted to. I don't think it's that important to get this one first. You can wait till this if you want to. But normally with card packs, I do get the basic one and then I do get the upgrade just because it's easier to hold. But you can always wait on this because this is the same item, it's just less of it. You just need to order more if necessary. Normally the prices are about equivalent as you're buying, double. So it's not that big of a deal. I think it just helps on shipping costs, honestly. That being said, once you hit level 2, you have access to Cleanser. This is super important to have. There will be guys and girls, I should say, that come into your game shop, and they will have a literal cloud of filth around them. They literally look like the spawn of Nurgle himself. And you say, filth of Nurgle not allowed here. You grab a cleanser out of the box. I will show you guys how to do it. You run up, you hit your key, you grab it, you hit R, and you are ready to spray. When you are done, you hit R again, and you put it back in the box until it's empty. But you spray the Nurgling creature that has entered your shop because it will literally drive away customers. Super important tip. Make sure you get a box of these and just hold it, and as soon as you can actually see them coming, and you can prepare yourself. As long as your shop's not being overflowed with customers, you have some time. It's best to spray them as quick as possible and then put it away and then get back to the register. Tip number 8 is normally you're going to want to buy a table. I get mine usually on the first day. Honestly, I would have grabbed another table if I had the money to, but I was a couple cents short, and I would have stuck it right here. And I will get into that in my next tip, but placement is important. Tables bring in money, they bring in customers, and if you put them like here, the customer walks in, they go through your aisle of stuff, they either stop and they make a purchase, or they go to the table and they sit down and play. They might even watch, and if they watch, what they do is on the way to exit, they will walk past your shelves, look at your shelves, most likely buy something, and then you will make your sell. They go out the door. You're good to go. It brings business in essentially, and it also allows you to funnel using your shelving where people go and how they leave and enter your store, which is super important. You're pretty much trying to funnel the hordes of customers where you want them to go. As you guys can see here, this is my layout. This is a very simple layout, but it is effective. It seems to work very well for me. A good time to make any movements for your shelves is at night. You can move shelves with product on them. I think there are glitches sometimes where product disappears, so I recommend you save before you do so. This still is in early access. For tip number 10, you can upgrade your shop by going to Reno Bigs, and you can get expansions. What I'm going to mention here is when you expand, it costs an initial payment, and it gives you like a cubicle. So essentially it gives you like one square here, right here, and then one square here, and then another square, and then another square, until you have the wall essentially gone. The downside to doing that early on is you will then get rent. Rent will get increased by the amount of space that you have. So if you pay for more space, you're initially making a purchase cost, and then you're also paying for rent now that is more expensive, and you don't need to pay that rent because you will have plenty of shop space for a very long time. So I just don't worry about that. Another tip that goes along with paying rent that you should know about is lights. You have a light switch right here that you can interact with by clicking on it. Click, 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 click. Normally around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock at night, I like to hit the light switch on. The lights will turn on, everyone is happy because they have lights, and then at 9 o'clock on the dot, I will get off the register, I will hit this button, I will run over to here, and I will hit closed. And then you're ready to start the next day, essentially where I'm at now. So pretty much what I'll do here is I hit enter, I go into days, it will reset the time, and I will change my prices, and then I'll just pretty much do everything I told you guys to do. And that's the loop of the game, and you unlock more and more. You get to sell individual cards, you get to open cards. It's a fun game. The creator looks like they have a lot of content coming. The card battles will be cool. It'll be cool if you can host actual tournaments and play in the tournaments. Potentially have like mini bosses that you have to face, especially if he makes the card game work well. So, anyways, I just wanted to talk about this. This game's a much smaller game. Hopefully this gets this game out there a little bit more and a little bit more people into playing it, and it just helps you be a better customer service. Always say hi, please, thank you, and come again. Alright, you guys have a fantastic one. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I have a bunch of content and a bunch of variety games, and I look forward to seeing you all. We're almost at 50. Later, guys.